first was with Emmett. You talked ahead of the game saying you felt like this was going to be a really strong outing for him. It was just that. What did you see, whether it was this past week, that kind of projected the performance of today?
I just felt that, there was enough mediocre performances that I just felt that he was going to bow his neck and leave it all out there. And I saw that from the first pitch tonight, the 97s, that first inning, and a lot of soft contact, weak fly balls. So for me, it was a huge step in the right direction.
And then, go ahead.
The young guys like that, who are especially came up probably sooner than expected, do you see it at a turning point sometimes with those guys where stuff starts to click in a sense?
Yeah, I think that we as coaches can give them as much confidence as we can, but the true confidence is when you're getting major league hitters out for young players and doing it consistently. So I think that tonight it was one of those where he got some really good results. And for me, after that fifth inning, just kind of trying to appreciate what he's gone through up to this point and what's going to be expected of him going forward. I wanted him to end on a high note. And so that was kind of the thought behind his outing. But he did everything in his control to throw the baseball well.
After last week's game in Texas, do you think he had more of a bulldog mentality on the mound tonight?
He'll probably disagree, but I do feel that way. I think that every athlete feels that they've got that same conviction, compete every time they're out there, which is fair. But I have I look at it through a different lens. But I think that tonight was different for me.
Did you sense was there a different sense of urgency because of potential moves? Lance coming.
I don't know. That's probably a question for Emmett. But there's a lot of things that are going on, and the bottom line is here. We're trying to win. We need to win, and the best players are going to play. And so certainly there's things that are going around, and players nowadays are more in tune with it than they've ever been. And so performance is paramount.
It's kind of speaking of, there's been a lot of rumors about another third baseman, but your third baseman today had 2 home runs in Max Muncy. How good is it to see this kind of week for him?
It's great. It's great. Max is a big cog in what we're trying to do, and it was pretty much Max Muncy and Emmett versus the Reds tonight. So he had a big night. And we couldn't figure Weaver out clearly, but he scored enough runs to win a ball game. But it was good to see Max do well.
What kind of made Weaver so tough for the first 6 innings?
There was a cutter to lefties that he was using. He mixed quadrants, pitches. There's a changeup in there. We really didn't square the baseball up. Will hit a ball hard. I think early we had some good at bats, but after that we were sort of had our number.
And one more thing with Max, what he's ready, what do you kind of see? Is he just more aggressive? How do you know that Max Muncy's kind of in a good place?
I think for me, I get a good vantage point from the side. When he's right, he certainly controls the strike zone, and the other part, he doesn't get too jumpy. I think that spin typically gets him when he's out in front on his front side, but when he's kind of in his legs, staying balanced, he's as good as anybody there is.
Is Max the guy you're more comfortable giving the green light on a 3-0 pitch for?
Yeah. With the green light, I'm more on the side of giving guys the liberties of swinging 3-0, and he's done it a lot throughout his career, and sometimes some guys get a little bit too big and expand the strike zone, but yeah, I trust him in that count, and he made me look good right there.
For Taylor, it was just for defense, right?
Yeah, I think for me, Chris, I depend on him a lot in a lot of different roles, but kind of the way he's moving, I just think that, Kike right there with Bruce Starr putting the ball on the ground, Evan puts the ball on the ground, and I just felt that it was the right decision.
Going back to that 6th inning, and their second one, for that throw from right field, go to the cutoff man or second base, and straight to home plate.
What about that?
The Hayward.
Hayward's throw from right field, would you prefer to that go to a cutoff man or go straight to second?
Yeah, you know, it definitely not to second base. That was off the bat of, you know, Fergie, fly ball to shallow right. You've got Ellie on third base, who's a burner. And so I think that all things being equal, we would like that throw again a little bit lower to keep that guy at first base, yeah.
And then as far as bringing in Joe, that's kind of the opposite of easing the guy in. What gave you the confidence that he could get the job done?
You know, Joe's a different bird. And I think that he just rises to kind of the bigger moments. And I just felt that, I liked the guys that he was going to face. I didn't want him to do an up down. And he thrives on taking on inherited runners. And I just felt that was a good spot.
What do you think of the ovation he got?
Not surprising.
Yeah, pretty loud.
They had the mariachi song that he comes into, so he's a fan favorite. And,